Is it recording? Ha!
Hello,
All right, what's your name?
I'm Becca.
Robert.
Nice to meet you.
What kind of qualities do you look for in a man?
I really care about someone who loves to travel and people who are very curious and will support my independence, kindness, funniness, just people that kind of match my energy, things that I'm excited about.
What do you mean by support your independence?
Someone that would be happy for me for the opportunities I get, like getting to go new places, just wanting what's best for me, wanting me to pursue my mental health, just different things like that. Just caring about me as an individual and as a partner.
So, are you saying if you got a job opportunity somewhere and you have to move away?
No, not exactly, but I work as a flight attendant. So I travel a lot, so I get the chance to see new places. So I want someone that is excited for that and supportive. And as of now, I've had good experiences with that so far.
Is it true what they say about flight attendants?
No.
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, and I would say no, because there's a whole variety of people who work as flight attendants. There's people with different religious backgrounds, so it depends.
So flight attendants are loyal?
I would say it all depends on the person. I know I am, but yeah.
Are they as loyal as nurses are?
I have no idea. I know nothing about nursing, but yeah, for me, I've always loved to see new places, and that doesn't impact my relationships in a negative way. I think that it's just part of enjoying your life and being curious, and it's part of who I am as a person, so I'd want someone that understands that.
All right, how about if a guy was a 10, but he was a Trump supporter?
I really don't care.
Oh, you don't care?
It's not that, politics is not really that big of a deal to me.
So if he was a Trump supporter, you'd still date him?
I don't think I would take that into account. If they had some beliefs I really didn't approve of, if it was a Trump supporter in a way that they're not processing what they believe and just for the meme's sake, maybe not. But if they just I'm a moderate. I'm not independent. I'm an independent. I'm not liberal or conservative. I kind of can see both sides.
How about if he's a Biden supporter? Would you lose respect for him?
No, I don't care. I've dated people on both sides of the political spectrum.
Who did you like more?
Probably the Trump supporter, but that has nothing to do with his politics.
Thank you, Jesus.
Nothing to do with his politics.
Okay. What about him was better? Was he more masculine?
He was funny. He was just very energetic, but again, that doesn't have anything to do with his politics.
It could.
His reason for supporting Trump was he was pro-life, which I understand that. He was more religious. I've dated people who are religious and non-religious.
Is religion important to you when dating?
It used to be, because I grew up very strong, Christian, and now it's I just want someone to be supportive of, if I want to pursue religion, if I want to explore that, I would want them to walk with me and support me in that. So, yeah, I've dated both. I wouldn't want to date someone who's completely atheist. I think that would not vibe with the way I was raised in my upbringing.
You want him to have some sort of belief in God?
They don't have to have a belief in God, but I would want them to have a positive view of me having a belief in God, or supportive of that. So, yeah.
So you think a religion is a positive influence on society?
I think it can be. I think it depends. I think it depends on how you were raised, because I was raised very conservative in a way that it has caused some issues in my life of anxiety and different things, but I also think that there's good values to it, and I support that. So if it doesn't negatively impact your mental health, I think it can be a good thing.
So you think having structure and having rules to live by is good?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you believe in virginity before marriage?
Yes.
And do you practice that yourself?
Yes.
How do you feel about women out here casually dating and just hooking up with guys and then complaining that they're single when they're 30?
I'm not involved in that, so I don't really have, it's very different than how I was brought up. I've always been a relationship person, so I just don't relate to it because I know that I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that myself. So, yeah, I think that I'm very pro, I believe, relationships and sexuality should be part of a relationship, and I think that it isn't something that should be taken lightly. So I don't really agree with that. I understand why it's happening, though. There's a sense of people feel they have more control by doing that and more power, but I don't know. It's not my path. It's not what I want to be doing with my life, so it's kind of different.
You think people are going down the wrong path of life, that choosing that kind of life?
I think it's in context. If they're doing that all the time and they don't like see the value and like the emotional elements of sexuality, then I would say so. But they might disagree with me. They might say that I'm wrong in that. But I still think that there is something to be said for that, like why it should be important and why it shouldn't be something to take lightly.
Like, isn't a woman's body sacred?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say for women and men, both people's bodies are sacred, and that it shouldn't be something taken lightly. That's why, like, in dating, like, I wouldn't date someone who is involved in like hookup culture. Like, that's not something I'm interested in. I want someone who has like the same values as me.
Would you date a man that wants to date multiple women at once?
No.
Why not?
Well, I wouldn't do that because that's not the kind of structure I want. And no, I mean, I would want commitment, and I don't feel I would feel comfortable in that. There are people that are, but that's just not for me.
What if like you're the wife, but he has like some mistresses?
No, I wouldn't. If you're trying to make me say something negative about polyamory, I think that it's odd. I think it's a bit strange, but I'm not gonna. But there are people that do that. I just don't think that that's how I would. Like, I don't think that would work for me.
Well, I'm just saying it's kind of natural for men to want to have that.
Yeah.
That's why it's a thing.
I also know many men who are very dedicated to the people in their lives. Like, many of my guy friends really want relationships, and that's something that they haven't had the chance to have. So I know that there's people that really do want that, and I know a lot of men who like they're looking for that person. So I think that's a good thing.
It just depends on what values are instilled to you,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
when you grow up.
Again, a lot of my friends grew up religious, or just, I don't know, just their perspectives on life. So it depends.
It's also like a testosterone thing. Like if he has high testosterone,
I think people
he's gonna want it.
Yeah, but they're in control of themselves. I think they're not slaves to their body, and I
But
think
it's gonna make him happy if he exercises that.
maybe. But I don't think just being happy is the goal of life.
True.
I think that having some sense of like, again, structure, like you said, is an important thing. So yeah, I don't know. I think that we can. I mean, I could say that for myself. I could spend money every single day, and that doesn't always. That eventually that becomes like less fulfilling. I think that you have to have some type of other thing in your life besides just looking for like pleasure. I think that, and that's something I struggle with in different ways. Obviously not like sexuality, but like money or traveling. Like, there's a lot of ways people try to fill themselves up, and I think that it's important to have a balance. And I think that that's something that every person, regardless of their path, has to figure out.
Agreed. Too much of anything is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. One last question. What's your astrology sign?
I'm a Virgo, but I'm not into astrology. I don't know.
I'm gonna
anything
jump
about
off this fucking cliff right here.